What's up, people? It's your boy Kenneth here, just checking in with a quick video. Hopefully this video can add some information that is valuable for you. So when I started diving into commercial real estate, that's not my main focus. I know a little bit about it because I spent some time kind of going after trying to list and sell apartment buildings and trying to help apartment building owners sell them. And I was really in the mix learning about the different just learning the aspects of that business, because there's definitely a lot of money in there if you can make some transactions happen. I ended up veering more back to residential just because I felt personally there's just way more of those types of transactions happening on a regular basis, and because I was just where I was very knowledgeable and experienced at. So, but commercial real estate, it's out there, and there's definitely benefits to knowing a little bit about it. But even outside of the commercial realm, this phrase, this term that I'm going to go over, really rings true in a lot of situations. You know, whether you're buying a business, whether you're buying some sort of I don't know, house or something that you can, work on and improve and possibly increase the value in it. So the term is value add. When I started working in commercial real estate, all the investors, every time I would call someone and say, hey, are you interested in buying any properties right now? And they would always say, yeah, bring me a deal. And I would be like, okay, all right, I'll bring you a deal. But to them, as I dug a little further, okay, no problem, sir, definitely will dig for you. I'm gonna find out what's out there in the market. But what type of property are you looking for? Are you looking for something that's turnkey ready? Are you looking for something where you're okay with doing some renovations? Their phrase that they would always come back to me with was value add. Bring me a property, I'm looking for a value add situation. And it's very simple. It sounds kind of weird because I don't think that we really talk like that in our normal lingo, but it basically means a property where you can add value to it. A property where the kitchens aren't up to date. A property where, the plumbing and the roof are bad, the paint's beat up. Something where an investor can say, okay, that's gonna give me the ability to possibly get it at a little bit of a lower price than, the current market would cost for, let's say, a 5-unit property in Los Angeles or whatever the case is. So when they're looking for the value add situation, they're looking for a place they can go in, put a certain amount per door, per unit into it, and then bring the property value up overall. Because for them, for investors, they are truly only looking at it as a business, as a profit or loss scenario, something that is going to have a positive impact on their overall financial scenario. So sorry about that. That's something to consider even when you're buying your own property. Some people want to go into a house and just walk in and everything's perfect, the kitchen's up to date, carpet's gone, it's all hardwood, or whatever the modernization is, whatever the style is that you would kind of prefer. But some people do like that idea of going directly into a property that they don't have to do anything at. Most likely that means that you're going to pay you're going to pay on the higher side of the market compared to something where it has less curb appeal, because of the fact that it has some things that can be improved. So just remember that term, value add. When you look at a situation, and this is even for people that may be considering buying a business. If you buy a business that's fully functioning, at the top of its game, running well, you're obviously going to pay a very high premium. But if there's a business where you can go in, kind of like that guy does on I forgot exactly what his show is, but there's a bunch of different shows like that where CEOs or successful businessmen go inside of another business and basically add value. They don't necessarily change the whole makeup. They might make adjustments, but they're looking at the business saying, okay, it's here. What can we do to add value to that business within the current realm of what it is? And that's how I personally look at real estate when I'm trying to buy something for myself, or just the idea of investing in real estate. I'm definitely one to do some do-it-yourself projects, and I think a lot of the things that it takes to get a property from 75% of their value to like 100% of what the value could be. a lot of times they're really very cosmetic, you know, besides any like major damage to a property. A lot of times these items are cosmetic, paint, you know, grass, sprinklers, maybe a nice little fence or something like that. But a lot of those things don't cost that much money, but they bring large value to the property. So just want to drop that on you. Like and subscribe if you got anything from that. Share it with anyone that has any interest in investing. Value add, my suggestion, if you have the time, if you have a little flexibility, maybe you have the DIY spirit, or if you have some extra money for home improvements when you go into a property, it might be worth it for you to buy the property that needs a little bit of fixing. Nothing too crazy. You don't want to go into a hellhole. You don't want to go into something where, you know, shit's falling apart unless you're ready for that, because that's going to definitely equal a lower price for you up front. And probably less competition. That's the other thing. When you go into a property where it's not perfect, because most people are just looking to move in and they want it the way that they want it day one, you're usually gonna have less competition when putting in offers on these properties that aren't as, you know, don't have as much curb appeal or aren't as prepared or in their final state, I guess you could say. So keep that in mind. Value add, that's where you grow equity. That's how you get into a property. You pay your mortgage, you do the normal stuff, you put a little improvement into it, and then you look up in a few years and values increase. You know, you've caught up to the market around you because you added value to your property, and now you've built a position of equity. Obviously, it's market driven. Obviously, things change. But the way that things are going, I definitely see that the real estate market, or I definitely feel that right now, 2022 is where we're at, dating the video. I don't think the market has hit its cap. I think that we're still like in a new world, in the sense of the worldwide internet, like companies that are right here having ability to sell products globally makes it to where their income is probably still higher than ever, and they're growing. So I think that that supports the idea that most likely prices aren't in a position to start going down. I think that happens in a world where inflation isn't an issue. Inflation's happening because of, well, you know, I'm not going to speak on that like I know everything about inflation, but it's a product of growth, and a product of, I think, the cost of goods going up, obviously, competition, things like that. But it's just part of a growing economy, and a growing global economy, you know. So once again, I'm not gonna dive too deep into things I don't know about, but that's my perspective. I do think that inflation is really tied to the fact that things are constantly growing, expenses are growing, income's growing. You know, you can charge a higher rent because someone's making more money, and it kind of sucks that those things kind of keep ticking up. So you make a little more, things go up, make a little more, things go up. But that's kind of like the nature of a capitalistic society. I don't know any other way. If you got a better idea, drop it in the comments. But value add, that's the term of the day, my friends. But like and subscribe, drop any questions that you have. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope that, you know, you figure out how to increase your comfort. That's really what it's about. It's not about like, let's be rich and this and that. It's about comfort. So if you can be comfortable without, you know, money, please let me know how. I'm down. But if not, you know, put yourself in a position where you can make money. I actually was really proud of my sisters because they bought a property in Compton, California. Definitely Compton has been on the rise, I would say, like just in regards to stature and branding. It's been getting better branding over the years. And they really did well over the last, I think maybe only 2 years of owning that property in Compton, because I think that, you know, you have Los Angeles as this metropolis and a driver of people coming into the city and the county and the state. And when people can't afford the properties right here, because a normal house is selling for $900,000 to $1 million, they're willing to go a little bit further south or a little bit further north or east to the surrounding areas, Riverside. Well, Compton's not far at all from LA. It might be like 15 minutes south of LA, but like outside of Los Angeles, the areas that do have single family residences that are nice, people are going there, and the cost is rising because there's more people and there's competition, you know. So they've definitely done well by making that move to go from renting to buying a couple years back. And you know, I think that when you're ready, do it. But obviously do the research. You know, it's not like always a guarantee in the sense of like, oh, everything is just perfect when you buy a house. No, you have headaches related to buying a house. You have, you know, repairs that come up. You have a lot of things that come along with home ownership. But the plus side of that is the fact that you are benefiting from, you know, growing equity. For one, paying down your balance, while even if the value stayed the same, you're paying down your balance and you're growing that equity. But if the value goes up, like it's, you know, proven to do in most areas, at a 5 to 10% rate, depending on where you're at, of course, that's a great place to put your money. You know, it's a great place to, it's the place that most people in our country, throughout our country's history, have gained wealth. It's just simple as that. So have a great day. Like and subscribe. 100 Years of Wealth and StreamHomeLoan.com. Thanks for checking in.